Hey everybody, welcome to the weeds. Well, I'm out in the garden patch sort of. So let's get growing. So the peas and beans. So the peas that have survived are looking reasonably happy. So I'm happy about that. So they're starting to grow. What I think I'll do here is, and I'll do the same over on the beans, is this little patch in the middle will be my next batch of radishes. So the beans, out of 6, there's certainly looking like 4 that are going to survive. The other 2 are not dead yet, but they're not horribly happy. Drying out a little bit, so I'll give them a bit of water either tonight or in the morning. And then we'll go and have a look at the rest. I like the beans. So one of this week's jobs is to get another fence repaired and a fence made so that these can move into another small paddock. Let this one come back a bit and then they'll be able to come back in here. So the sheep are fairly happy and used to coming up to me now for beans, which is good because if I have to move them into the yards or something like that, it makes it very easy. I just take some beans and they follow me in. So yeah, not unhappy with that. That paddock's getting pretty bare now, so I really have to get a motor on and get the other paddocks fixed up so they can go in. Then they will have another feed. The cats have just come up, so now they're looking at them and saying, no! Alright, so we'll show you some videos of what I've been doing through the week, and then we'll do a check of the garden beds for this week's update. It's really starting to get dark early now. It's only 5:15, but well, we can see one of the supervisors over there chasing a butterfly. I'm sure the others will be here in a minute. So I think it's time to harvest the corn. I did have a quick sneak peek in here. There's a few insects getting in there, but they'll wash out all right. So we'll I'm really not unhappy with that. That's a nice looking full cob of corn, so give it a wash off and it'll be fine. So I'm going to harvest the corn and I'm going to chop off the stems. I'm not going to pull them out because that brings too much dirt out. I'm just going to cut them off down low. jolly good. So what was essentially a Hail Mary planting of corn hasn't come up too bad. We've got to be happy with that, don't you? All the cobs are not as full as that first one. That first one was probably one of the better ones, but there's some other good ones there as well. But I'm happy with that. Some of those will go with dinner this week at some point, and the rest I will probably blanch and freeze the cobs for later. Okay, so as you will have seen, the corn came out this week. I got a pretty reasonable harvest off it. I will put the, I did video stripping it down and processing it, but I'll put that up for next week's video, I think, and let you know how it tasted, because I like to try it before I do that. So, plan going forward, this patch here, I think I'll put some more broad beans in. I'll put the seeds in to soak tonight for at least 24 hours, possibly 48. And then I will sow some more broad beans there, up to the edge of the radishes here, which I have been munching on. They're very nice. As you can see, there's some eating size stuff in there. Then where the corn was, I'll probably put a bit of blood and bone and some other fertiliser. I'll just scrape the mulch off and use that perhaps over with the garlic area. And I think I will plant some onions over there, maybe some carrots, but definitely some onions, because with our fish shop, onions is something we do use a lot of, so that can't hurt. Then we come over to the next bed. The silver beet that I planted out of my old garden has gone nuts. The silver beet out of the seed packets is going okay. I actually put that in little pockets, so this one's ticking along quite nicely. Some of the parsnips are still going away. I'm not sure that any of the late seeds I put in, but that's okay. I don't like parsnips, but I do have friends that do. Lettuces, they're just starting to kick away now, and in this cold weather they'll be slow, but they won't bolt. The beetroot's foliage is going quite nuts, and the problem I've had is that the onions in here are getting shaded. So what I might have to do is put some sort of barrier between the beetroot and the onions just to hold them back a little bit. It was actually some of the turnips from the other side that were coming through doing most of the shading. But the turnips are going quite nicely as well, and they are starting to bulb up. I've got to check on what the harvest dates are on these. I'll have a look on the packet. I did write down when I put them in, so I'm in front of myself what I'd normally do. But these leaves are huge, and I've got some down there for the compost. The collies and broccoli are getting a bit of a gallop on, and the garlic's sitting in there. Now that garlic's probably going to suffer from a bit of the same issue with shading for a little while, but that'll make it drive up with the leaves anyway. And once I start harvesting, the garlic will settle down, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. I do have the next bed almost ready to go on there, and is certainly possible that next bed will at least be in place by next week's video. So yeah, that's where we're at this week. Thanks very much for coming along and having a look and spending some time in the garden with me, and I will see you next time. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all those nice things to help my little channel grow along.